So we just covered that stupidly fast and crazy expensive Lucid Air Sapphire, and we very much took notice of that price tag. Yep, $250,000, 250 grand for an EV. Well, today we're talking about another all-new EV, but this fella is almost twice the price. Yep, it's the brand spanking new Rolls-Royce Spectre, and it's beautiful, but it also starts well over $400,000. What's up, Motorheads, and welcome back to Gearbox Pizza. So, we've been covering a lot of little bizarre and sort of cheap EVs lately, many of which that come with 3 wheels, but not today. Nope. As I said, the price of this British, or German-British penthouse on wheels makes this obtainable either by dudes that can shoot like 40% from behind the arc or massively corrupt buddies of little men dictators. But that's another story. Oh, did you know the league minimum salary for an NBA rookie is a little over $1 million a year? Look, even at that salary, I just don't think you're affording this Rolls. All right, let me get this out of the way real quick. So I've made peace with the fact that I will never own one of these. I mean, it's just not gonna happen. I'll probably never drive one either, but I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll get to sit in one someday, but I mean, even that's unlikely. I mean, believe it or not, no one's really dying to get some little obscure YouTube channel with a rounding error's worth of subs to review their old, tip of the spear flagship, but that is okay. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk some specifics. So I initially thought that the Spectre might be built on the BMW i7's platform to save on costs and all that, but I was wrong. The Spectre is built on the same platform as the Ghost, Phantom, and Cullinan. What I didn't know is that this platform was designed to work both with traditional gas engines as well as a fully electric system. That's pretty cool, and it kind of makes you think that a full electric lineup probably isn't all that far away. All right, so this fella might look, well, how do I put this? Like regular size, maybe. I mean, it's a 2-door. How big can it be? Well, for some perspective, let's compare this to the massive Rivian R1S. Width-wise, the Rolls is actually the same width. Seriously. Both come in at 82 inches wide. Height-wise, yeah, look, nothing crazy here. The Rolls is obviously much shorter, but that's not exactly where things get interesting. Would you believe me if I told you that this 2-door Rolls is actually a full foot longer than the Rivian? All right, I'm lying. I almost got you, right? Well, hold up. You see, as the Rolls is even bigger, so it's 14 inches longer than the Rivian. So, needless to say, this might just be one of the biggest coupes made today, if not the biggest. And one of the things I learned back in design school is that the size of the wheels really affect the visual scale of the car. And here, well, you're rolling with 23s. Yeah, 23s, and they don't look big. I mean, have you ever seen a coupe wearing 23s that didn't look just like absolutely ridiculous? So, yep, she's a big girl. You know what else is cool? So Rolls has launched their configurator. So go ahead, daydream a bit. Blow an hour of your day building this thing a few times. What? Come on, you're working from home. Who's gonna know, right? Anyhow, out of the box, this fella's gonna be offered with 29 different color options, 12 of which are standard, and then there's an additional 17 from the more expensive commissioned collection. Then the hood ornament, as Rolls calls it, the spirit of ecstasy. All right. Anyway, you can keep the original chrome version or upgrade to a clear illuminated version for some extra cashola. Oh, and you can even choose to uplight the chrome version that projects lighting from underneath for maximum drama. I mean, after dropping that amount of cash, God forbid somebody not notice you, am I right? Then there's a whole bunch of wheels, 23s and 22s to choose from, as you'd expect. And on the inside, there's just an absolutely stupid amount of options designed to wrestle as many C notes from your wallet as humanly possible. The visualizer allows you to color 3 separate areas of the seats, including the backrest, the upper part, and even those side bolsters. Along with that, there's 9 different veneer accent options. And the steering wheel, well, it's also customizable, as are the dials in the instrument cluster. And let's not forget that, well, this part's actually pretty awesome, that Starlight headliner. So I was unable to find any real specifics about the battery, but I do think it's a safe bet to look no further than the 102 kilowatt hour battery from the BMW i7, which makes sense as seeing as the range for this $500,000 silent land yacht a little underwhelming. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a range of 260 miles, which personally I find to be more or less the absolute minimum for something this expensive. Granted, 260 miles is nothing to sneeze at, but in a world where Lucid Airs are eking out like 500 miles of range, Rolls probably should have done a little bit better here, but let's keep this in mind though. This thing is no featherweight. Check it. This porker tips the scales at almost 6,600 pounds. And for our friends across the Great Pond, we're talking about 3,000 kilos. So look, physics is physics. No matter what, it's just gonna take a whole bunch of juice to get this thing moving. Power-wise, things are fine. I mean, it's no Lucid Air Sapphire or Model S Plaid, but it's not slow. Now, it's going to take every single one of its 577 horsepower to shuffle this fella to 62 miles an hour in an even 4.4 seconds, which is actually pretty quick if you think about it. Torque is also respectable at 666 pound-feet, but let's not forget, this is a Rolls. Speed, well, it just kind of has to be good enough, and here we're plenty good. This thing's about chilling and floating effortlessly down the motorway devoid of any sound or worries, and that it'll do just fine. Alright, so what's the bottom line? Well, this is pretty much what I expected, but better looking. Yeah, look, it's big, it's beautiful, and it's more expensive than a very nice starter home in about half the states here. But I sort of love it, and the good news is that it's weak range. It means like in 10 years, you might be able to pick one of these up used for the price of like a new 7 Series.